Now we're turning into a square, we're going through everything. Now we're rolling in a circle to collect our broccoli. Like Jahar said, or is it slime? I say it's more like broccoli. Another location, another moment. So it's all the same, it looks like it's all the same. That's why, okay, the most important thing is to
Jump again. That's something you shouldn't forget about. Oh, look, there's even fame.
Hi guys, today we're going to have a rather unusual walkthrough as usual. We're not going to be escaping from prison right now, but we're going to be doing this map as different layers.
Yeah, guys, hi everybody. Look at this, we just know, and we're going to be trying to get through this whole map right now. As we've seen, it's pretty popular. We thought we'd test out a new format that could probably go in.
It's still quite interesting how this map passes, and we fans of various interesting new maps. Yes, great. Here, as I understand it, the game starts with the fact that we need different forms of layers to try to pass all these maps. So there will be different slides at different stages, which will change accordingly.
Yeah, you know, that reminds me of a map. I think you and I played a game where you had to adjust your character to the different shapes of the player so that you could somehow get through the map.
So it's going to be the same here, accordingly. Yeah, look at how cool and unusual it is. Of course it's unusual. It's not like some sort of jailbreak, which is what we've been doing all along.
And this is some interesting stuff that we have to go through. Well, how's that working out for you? Well, I'm not really settling in yet, am I?
I agree with you too, because it's like these different forms are changing in the moment. It's very difficult and you have to pay attention to it. Accordingly, we play for speed, and here you have to be able to keep up with all the different moments.
Well, yes. The most important thing is to keep an eye on the cues that are at the top. And by them, you can keep track of how you can pass and what shape you need to put in order to jump or jump further.
Yes, it's actually not as easy as it looks from the outside, but we'll try to get through this map as quickly as possible. I think we can definitely do it.
I wonder, actually, what are those green slimes on the floor? That's our slime. What are they for when I fall on them? Nothing happens to me.
Then what is it for then? Well, look, I don't really know. It's probably just some sort of attribute element or whatever you want to call it, but that's roughly what it looks like.
All right, well, we'll try to fast forward a little bit. It's a very long map after all. It's going to take a long time so that the viewers don't get bored. We're going to show you some quick moments as we go through.
You may need to in the future when you want to pass, so that you understand all the nuances of passing this map. But for now, there is nothing complicated. The only thing is, you need to be able to change characters in time, i.e. forms.
And then to adjust to this, as I understand, the round step is suitable for us to pass, roll down the stairs, not stairs, but rather various different tracks, if you can call it, on which you can pass where a square won't pass and a regular slugger won't pass.
Here's not usually a slug. It's more for jumping somewhere, clinging somewhere, because it has a base like that it can cling to. So it's basically like a snail of sorts that can cling just about anywhere.
Well, and the square is appropriately enough for going through square places because it's the only one that can get in there. By the way, the square is still in fact, maybe it is also clear that it is worth considering.
So if the ball is round, it can't stick in any way. A square still can, but not as much as a regular one. This is also worth understanding. Yes, look. By the way, actually, what's interesting is that there are certain levels here. And at certain levels, we have, respectively, different things falling out that you pass.
And so if you want to buy some wings or something, you can get through a lot faster, as I understand it, than you would just go through normally.
Well, yeah, on the one hand, it's kind of interesting, but on the other hand, well, that's the fun of going through this whole map without any donut, just from scratch. That's the fun part.
Yeah, I agree with you. And by the way, look, there are slides that are exactly with my craft. As you remember, they appear exactly in the flat world. Yeah, I remember those.
They're the ones that still have all sorts of slime coming out of them. Now that slime looks like it's right on top of us. Yeah, that's a good point. Listen, it's cool, but it would be interesting to actually buy some magnets or wings later and try to see how interesting it would be with them.
Here. So we're going through it quietly so far. We have basically already passed more than half, probably. Don't look though, over there, Pomni, it says our stage at the top, and how many percentages have we passed that are worth reversing? Ah, yes, I see. We're still less than halfway through. We're counting as about 30% past.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. We've got, like 30 levels going. Yeah, there's about 8 levels in total, as I understand it. There! And so, like, we need to get to that.
And the timer that shows on the right. That turns out to be one of the best times of the people who went straight through. So there are some guys that have taken the top one. And that's what's shown, as I understand it, is their time.
Well, yeah, probably. But look, it's not really a fact. Maybe it's just some kind of wheel of fortune. I honestly don't know. You'd have to read it in the different publishers to understand how it works.
But in principle, we don't care anymore. The most important thing for us is to pass. We, for a while, of course, will try. But here, of course, you cannot pass quickly from the first time. Here I now again make the mistake of not turning into a circle. It is still not so easy. Even after almost 30 of these stages that we have passed, there are still some tricks. Now, look, there's a question mark here. That's interesting.
I mean, the map starts to get more interesting as time goes on. More interesting for sure. Maybe there will be some puzzles or riddles to go through or something else. Yeah, check it out. There's even a knife that walks. It's really cool how it's made. By the way, what's that slime we're collecting on the bottom left? What is that? Is that gonna do something, or is it just that?
We're harvesting as usual, and it won't give us anything at the end. Look, we might actually need that slime at the end, although it looks more like some kind of broccoli or cabbage.
But I think we're probably gonna get some kind of surprise for it at the end. Well, I don't know, but okay, let's see. We'll make the most of it, and then we'll see.
So, I forgot to turn into a jump again. That's something you shouldn't forget about. Oh, look, there's even fame. Interesting, for sure. But the eyes, of course, are made strangely like she's hanging in the air. Can you imagine?
It's like she's just floating in the air. That's interesting. Lava, I've seen that, frankly. It's the first time we haven't seen something like that in the course of our prison escapes.
We're halfway through.
Okay.
We have literally a little bit more to go, so a little bit in the back of my head, right?
Yeah, I'm still 2 or 3 levels behind you. Well, that's okay. I'll catch up and we'll go through together, okay? Now I realize we're in for another interesting location. It's a little more orange. But here in principle, the interesting thing is there are some mazes, as I understand it, that we have to go through.
Wow, cool. And there are red things that remind you of some Lazarev. Accordingly, you can't step on that laser. Look, there's even poop in here. I don't remember anything. There's poop, yeah, I'm telling you. When you see it, when you look at it, it's really funny. It's something unusual.
You know, there's these emoticons that are sent on social media, and they're just like that, and you have to jump on them.
Look, it's kind of funny, isn't it? All right, let's move on. We got a knife developing here. Well, we got the knife all right. Now we're turning into a circle, rolling. We've got a little bit more to go. Well, like a little bit more. Like half a bit more.
Well, I'm about the same. That's it. Now we'll get through this laser, and then we'll see what's ahead of us. Look, there's some rooms on the living.
So I definitely think that you should choose the green room, because the red one is only for the green. Although the purple one, there is no difference. You can take any. That's the way to turn into a square right now.
Now we're turning into a square. We're going through everything. Now we're rolling in a circle to collect our broccoli. Like Jahar said, or is it slime? I say it's more like broccoli. Mark my words. All right, well, let it be. We still have a little bit left, all guys. We're almost through this map. Honestly, it's not as easy as it may seem at this point. You can see for yourself.
So there are a lot of different moments where you don't have time to switch, and therefore you have to go through again. But in principle, so far we have not had any serious problems. Everybody's going to the wall now. So here actually at the end of the level, it's already plus minus. Passers-by, honestly, it becomes uninteresting to play. That is, the first half of the game when you play is still fun, but then it starts to get boring.
Yes, I agree with you too. Honestly, it's not very interesting. All the same, there is not already some, I would say, well, some other location, another moment. So it's all the same. It looks like it's all the same. That's why, okay, the most important thing is to get through now, and then we'll play another map. How much do you think you'd put on this map? Look, I think it's good for fun, but there's no real interest. So, I guess 6 out of 10 would be pretty acceptable for this map. It's well,
Well, although they are here too.
Well, yeah, I agree with you in principle. Exactly the same grade I would have given it. So guys, we're all finally going through our map now, and we've all passed it. Yay! Like it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll move on.